Hi, I am Harsha.n, first year, Department of MBA, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, affiliated to VTU University. Now I am discussing about the business statistics subject. My specific topic in this subject was chi-square test. Introduction to chi-square test. The chi-square test is a statistical method used to determine if there is a significant association between category, categorical variables. It assesses how will observed data fit with expected data based on a specific hypothesis. This test is widely used in various fields, including social science, biology, and market research. This test, this G-square test is used in the various fields like social science, biology, and marketing sectors. The types of chi-square test. There are two main types: the chi-square test of independence and chi-square goodness of fit test. The test of independence evaluates whether two categorical variables are related in contingency table. The goodness of fit test determines if the observed frequency distributions of a categorical variable match the expected distribution. The assumptions of the chi-square test. The data must be in the form of counts or frequency or categorized. The data must be in the form of counts. What the data was entered in the set of tables, it need to be the counts, frequency or categorized wise. The observation should be independent of each other to ensure valid results. The observations of the chi-square numbers in a table need to be independent to, to get a valid result. Expected frequency should generally be 5 or more for the test to be valid. Chi-square test of independence. This test examines the relationship between two categorical variables in a sample. This test was examine the two categorized variable. A continuous table is constructed to display the frequency counts for each combination of the variable. The null hypothesis states that there is no association between variable being tested. Chi-square goodness of fit test. This test checks if the distribution of a single categorical variable must matches an expected distribution. It compares observed frequency with expected frequency calculated under the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis posits that the observed data fits the expected distribution well. Calculating chi-square statistics. The chi-square statistics is calculated using the formula of x square sigma o minus e square divided by e, where 0 is the observed frequency and e is the expected frequency. Here, the 0 is the observed frequency in this formula and the e is the expected frequency for the calculation of chi-square statistics. Each term in the summation reflects the squared difference between observed and expected values scaled by expected values. A higher chi-square statistics indicates a greater discrepancy between observed and expected frequency. A higher chi-square statistics indicates a greater discrepancy between observed and expected frequency. Determining significance. The significance of the chi-square statistics is assessed using the chi-square distribution. The significance of chi-square statistics is assessed by using the chi-square distribution. Degrees of freedom typically calculated as number of rows 1 into number of columns minus 1 for independence test are crucial in this process. A p-value is derived. A p-value is derived from the chi-square statistics and degree of freedom to determine if the results are statistically significant. And the next point is interpreting result. A low p-value, typically lesser than 0.05, indicates that there is a statistically significant association between the variable. A high p-value suggests that any difference observed could be due to random chance. It is important to report both the chi-square statistics and p-value for the transparency and clarity. This chi-square method is important for the both chi-square and the statistics and p-value of transparency to get the clear clarity about the topic. And the next is applications of chi-square test. The chi-square test is used in market research to understand consumer preferences across different demography. The chi-square test is used in the different markets and research and to understand the customer preference, what the customer wants and what type of products the customer was purchasing in the market. In healthcare, it can help determine association between treatments types and patients outcomes. The chi-square test is helps in healthcare also to know what kind of medicines to provide to patients and how they will cure by the disease. Social scientists use it to examine relationship between variables such as education level and voting behavior. The scientists also use this chi-square test for their use purpose. Limitations of chi-square test. The chi-square test is not suitable for small sample size, which can lead to inaccurate result. It cannot access the strength of direction of an association, only its exist that exist. The test also assumes a sufficient number of expected frequency, hence valencing. This can invalidate the test results. This is my topic in the business statistics subject. Thank you.